Okay, so after like several hours of having DaVinci Resolve open and cuddling my dog for comfort, I finally have the balls to say, fellas, you ever think Gen 1 was hard? Because when I was younger, I thought they were hard as shit. But after playing a slew of ROM hacks and all of the older games, I think it's time to come back and see what it was like. The plan here is to make the game pretty easy, in theory, no glitches or exploits, so we'll be taking Bulbasaur to make Brock and Misty a bit of a joke so we can form a team in the back. But as per every Gen 1 start, we gotta fight our rival. And nobody loses on a rival, we know this. Ooh, We can just cut this out of the video, I think that's fine. I'm also going to keep a battle counter in the corner, just because I'm devilishly curious how many trainer battles there actually are in this game, so we're going to put that in the bottom left there. But for now, we just gotta go and get Professor Oak's parcel! So we'll come in here, we'll pick up Oak's parcel, we'll deliver it over to him, and we finally get our Pokeballs. And we gotta grab the town map, you know this. You know, you can't go wrong with a Rattata. Normal types, Gen 1, easy catch, that's like free. Where are my balls? Alright, so I completely forgot, you gotta actually buy balls in Gen 1. Oopsie daisy.
That's quite big.
Alright, so, second time's a charm. Second time's a charm. And he's level 5. That's great. That's less trainers to level him up on. Now, on one hand, I do want to fight every trainer, or at least everyone I can find. However, that's so many, it's not going to fit in the video. I know this is going to be horrifically long already. We're just going to skip past them. And voila, we're at Brock. Now, I've tried not to grind because my brain is going to melt from fighting every trainer. So Bulbasaur is not level 13. We're not gonna have Vine Whip. So we're gonna have to beat him up the old-fashioned way. A little bit of Leech Seed Growl tackle action. Unless he switches? Brock? Switching? Oh well, that's one down. And we have Vine Whip now, so that is one gym down very awkwardly. Okay, so I am using a ROM hack called Shin Blue, which adds 60 FPS to the game and various fixes, including better trainer AI if you have it turned on. Though I have the completely vanilla version, apparently the trainer AI is smart by default. We're just gonna fix that. Time for our long and not-so-arduous trek to Mountain Moon, fighting every trainer along the way, of course. believe this guy's just catching and selling Magikarp for money? That's messed up. We should really, like, we should just get this guy back into the wild, you know?
Fishermen, we're making a difference. Let's keep posting quality fish releases using this audio and the hashtag #IRespectFish. And let's show the fishing community how it's...
Oh, it's time. Bulbasaur time. I'd love how this creature looks. Why is he standing on two legs? Why does he look like Ralsei smoking a blunt? You know, on the positive, Rattata learned Hyper Fang in there. That's a good-ass move. And level 20? I love this rat. On a strange note, genuinely not a single trainer has pushed me to any limit at all. This rat's Hyper Fang is like clearing this entire area no problem. It's insane. I love this rat. I don't remember Goldeen sounding like that. Wasn't it like,
Voici reine.
That's the one I remember. Misty time! You probably already know what's gonna happen here. Time to slap a Staryu. Man, I want a Staryu. Well, we're just gonna Vine Whip. We're gonna Vine Whip a lot. And that's 2 badges down now. Now we can get Dig, and that'll be good for Eradicate. Unless, apparently I don't have enough room. Thank you, Gen 1 storage space. Very cool. Get our bike voucher from the chairman who makes me mildly uncomfortable with his Rapidash that he's too close to. Whoop SSing their Ann right now, leave a comment. We could pick up Body Slam here, which is going to carry Ivysaur into a new league of ridiculous with how good Body Slam is, paralyzing everything but normal types half the time. Speaking of, we can flatten all of Blue's team right now. Grab cut from old Cap here by rubbing his back. As you do. Now there's one Pokemon I really want before Surge, just because it would be really funny. And he's fast. And he's strong. However, it took a little while. A really long while. Oh, merely a brisk 6 to 7 minutes later, our little speed demon Dugtrio was already 31, so there's no catching up levels on this guy. And now, the craziest luck I've ever had, featured by the most unlucky I've ever been at the same time. Should've just checked the same trash can 3 times in a row. Now, what are we gonna do for Surge, you ask? That's a horrible question. We're gonna press dig. Simple as. I really gotta think of more creative ways to just go through all these trainer battles, because it takes a little while. It's probably like at least 3 minutes of this video. I feel bad. I've had a few moments of what I could only call brilliance, but I would appreciate if anybody could suggest a way to speed through these things. Maybe even just... maybe you don't want to see it. Also, Venusaur. You may have thought I went through Diglett Cave to get Flash. Honey. We don't do that here. However, it'd be really hard to watch this, so I have an idea. Not quite long enough for all of the fights, however, it's enough. We can see the game again.
Let's go gambling! Let's go gambling!
Now that we've finally hit Celadon, we can go get Eevee. We can collect our evolution stones for later. And get a bunch of TMs. Ah, what a fine day of editing. I sure am looking forward to the nightmare of putting every trainer fight in the Rocket Game Corner. Where's my Rocket Game Corner? Why is it a minute long? Thank you, great OBS, for not recording. However, I promise you, I did fight everybody in there. Grab our bike voucher for later, and why not do the fighting gym right now? Also can't be forgetting Mr. Psychic the Goat. For free! Lavender rival fight now? We're doing a lot of fighting. We are morbidly over-leveled at the moment. Like, 9 levels with Dugtrio over-leveled. Makes for a quicker fight though. Not the spooky Marowak! There's a spooky ghost here! Anyway, Raticate, eat this mother. Now, as the hero we are, we saved Mr. Fuji from, nobody. He was in it for love of the game. And we get our Poké Flute. Now that we're here, we can pick up the fishing rod, and we can pick up our surfing Pokemon. At least the first one. And I bet you thought I forgot about this route. No, I did not. Now, for I really want my team full sake, we're gonna avoid everybody on this route. Why? I haven't figured that one out yet, but I did. I'm unsure what I was cooking with Koga. I had a Dugtrio in my team with Dig. I had Raticate with Dig. So I decided I'd fight it with Venusaur and nothing else. Don't get me wrong, it worked. I don't think it should have. Thank you Gen 1 for horrible move learn sets.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Maybe we go catch a better one than Seafoam Islands. That's probably a good idea. However, that thought process has sent me down the hole of, wow, I don't understand how to get a Staryu in the Seafoam Islands. Quick and short, 2 minutes tops, right?
Hey, that's pretty good.
I was not expecting that high of a level, but double what it was before? Mm-mm. Oh, now we have the real GOAT of the team. There's something built different about Starmie in this. In general. This is like an absolute banger of a mon. Crank it full of all the TMs we've collected so far, because it ain't learning nothing. And also give Raticate or Flareon Strain. Or apparently not. What do you mean Raticate has to wait until Gen 2 and then Flareon until Gen 4? I'll also go around and pick up Fly, although no flying type yet? We're getting there. Now, I hate catching legendaries, I'm gonna be real with y'all, but we turning on rewind for this one. I ain't gonna lie. Simple as. And for Erica, we get, I believe, the one and only time poor Flareon gets to even be on screen. It could have been worse. I could have used Zapdos for this, and we never see Flareon at all. Alright, there's a horrific amount of trainers we have to go through, and I have an idea. You're gonna like this one. I almost wish there were more. Blaine, I have a Starmie. You know what's happening. Also, I caught myself in the act. I missed a trainer right here, and we're just gonna add that right now. Now, time for our final gym, and we can, shit. Ass. Oh no. I forgot about Self-Co. Oh. You know, I did wish for more trainers, so, it's time for another one. That felt a little anticlimactic. The song was just starting. Why don't we just, like, clean up every random trainer there is now? Why not? Minor spoiler for later, but, like, I stared at her this entire strength puzzle. And I still walked straight past her. I must have thought she was the trainer from the start of the dungeon or something. Am I stupid? Oh yeah, short day this time. I just get to edit a boss fights all together. Easy. Although, unfortunately, this is also where I figured out, man, I have a thing for Starmie. This is almost the only thing you're gonna see in fights from now on. Whoopsie! Oh, hey, look. Starmie. Psychic type. Who would we use? Oh, no, I got it. We use Starmie. Is that a ground type? Starmie. Finally, before the last rival, before the Elite Four. Something other than Starmie. Oh, finally. Notable that there's only about 10 or so trainers left in the game that I know of, and I'm still underleveled for this rival fight. That's genuinely horrifying. Not that a few levels are gonna stop me from working my magic. There is something to be said about Gen 1, either AI or learn sets that they give opponent Pokemon, that I can clear almost everything with one Mon. Now that we got all that away, it's time for a shopping trip. More of a selling trip, actually. I want to see how much money you can actually have at the end of the game, because I genuinely have not lost a single battle save for that first rival fight. Go me. Hoochie mama, that's a lot of money. And now, finally, the final day of editing. I get to fight the hardest trainer in the game for some reason. What? Lorelei gave me the most trouble by far. I don't want to come into a conversation saying, wow, I really should have used Starmie instead. I wanted to try and not do that. Horrible idea. I love missing. Zapdos missed so many attacks. He could have nearly one-shot everybody. And yet, miss. Since there hasn't been much actual Pokemon battles in this video so far, I figure the Elite Four probably at least deserves to show the entire fight, instead of editing it down horrifically. Yet another blunder immediately. Low health? We're gonna surf the Slowbro. Completely forget that Lorelei has potions. Should have just went for Thunderbolt. Nice one, me. It needs to be asked, who on the Gen 1 dev team gave Jinx Thrash in this fight? Were they okay? The blunders just keep coming. I thought, Zapdos, we're gonna drill peck everything. Somehow I've forgotten the iconic Bruno always leads with an Onyx in every fight. Nice one, me. I have such a good memory. Bit of a shame for poor old Bruno here, because almost none of his team has any special, so easy Venusaur sweep. After two blunders in a row, like, I came to my senses. Agatha, the ghost-type trainer, who has only poison types, we're just digging this this lady. We're digging. I'm sorry, and throwing rocks when we can actually hit. Unfortunately for good old Lance, I have a roided out starfish. Sorry, buddy. Now, just in case, I'm gonna heal up and use all of the rare candies I had this entire run. Just in case, maybe Blue will have some to combat me. He doesn't. I have a roided out starfish. Takes care of him too. It's a little scary how 10 to 14 levels of just being underleveled didn't make a single difference in the slightest. I'm gonna blame Starmie on that, I'm not gonna lie. Also, important, maybe horrifying thing I've noticed. Why? Why does Venusaur outspeed Charizard 15 levels below? What is going on here? Is that the power of doing 316 battles It's insane. It's crazy. Well, so I seem to have missed, as people have counted, 21 battles. 5 of them I know. The other 16? I have no idea. I'm not going back for them. I'm not gonna lie. But it was fun to finally revisit a vanilla Gen 1. Maybe it was a little different with Shin Blue, but supposedly it was just the frame rate and everything before Brock with the updated AI. And I really enjoyed myself. Now, I do plan on doing another one. At least one. Definitely Gen 2. But if anybody has anything you think I did horrible, just roast me on it. I would love to hear, like, some opinions. But other than that, that's all I have today.